shooting guard. At 6 foot 6 inches, number 14, Daniel Reed.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his...
Great story, DA. Thank you. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at Brooklyn, they're locked in again at that third spot. Not a bad place to be.
And right now for the 76ers, they've used the doubters as fuel for this season's strong showing. Night after night, each guy plays with that proverbial chip on his shoulder.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Kyrie Irving. Jordan is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden, and it's Harris in at the 3. And for the 76ers, Embiid is out there with Howard. Then it's Green. Then there's Harris. And it's Simmons in at the point guard. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
And here is Howard, following the 3 from Kevin Durant. And Jordan sends it back. In transition, here come the Nets. And Durant gets it to go. The assist from Harris. Durant's got 5 now.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Embiid, the pass to Harris. First quarter, just over a minute played. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. And the pass to Harden. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Dwight Howard. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contribution, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
And Simmons drops them both.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
Now here's Simmons. Harden missing his last shot. Simmons passes to Embiid. Out to Harris. Just 5 to shoot. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Howard, that's good. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
2 points. That one goes.
Harris has really become much more adept at finishing hard shots. Great focus there.
Irving against Simmons. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That is his first foul of the game. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Irving.
The hustle from Simmons on defense is contagious, infectious. He brings all-out energy on every possession.
Takes it off the glass. Simmons got his second bucket tonight.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And we all know what can happen when he gets rolling, Greg. A hot start can turn into an explosive scoring night.
Durant, and then Durant with the jam.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Now here's Simmons. He picked up 21 points in their last win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim, that's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Great open look there.
And, you know, Harden is super reliable from outside the arc. He's got that sweet lefty stroke, and it's a thing of beauty to watch.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 6, and it's blocked by Jordan. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. Here's Howard, and gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. Some guys check the league standings every day. Others try to avoid it. What was your approach when you played?
Hey, I didn't look at them much because we were a team that was struggling, Kevin. We were just trying to find our way to being competitive back in the early 80s with the Pacers. So I never got to the point where we were a team that was looking at the standings daily. And I avoided the papers pretty much throughout my career just because it, to me, was a bit of a waste of energy and time. I had more things to focus on than where we were in the standings and what people might be saying and writing about us.
LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for the Nets. And so Howard nails both of them. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Now here's Simmons. Harden missing his last shot. The fadeaway. Nice touch on the bank shot. That's now 8 points for Ben Simmons.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Here's Irving, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
Curry's checked in for Simmons. Outside Jordan. Passes to Irving. Clock at 6. Shoots over Curry, and that one's good. Irving.
It sure was textbook, and Irving is fantastic in the screen roll. A solid decision maker in these sets, and he also can put it in the basket himself if he needs to.
Now here is Harris. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against the Jazz. Harden finds Harris. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Irving with a clean look. Off target with his 3. The 76ers leading by 4. Outside Curry. Pass to Howard. Outside for Curry. Green fires from way outside. And the 76ers get it back. Unable to get that one. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring punch.
Yeah, and you know what? I expect them to go deep into the bench again tonight to give those guys on the bench a chance to have an expanded role, but also to give those starters some rest.
Here's Curry following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Right side Curry. Back to Green. Harris inside the line. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Harris has got his third bucket of the night. Outside Jordan. Harris outside. Back to Jordan. No good on that one. Now the 76ers take it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
They grabbed their own miss, and it's sent back by Aldridge.
He's not an easy guy to get a shot up and over. Aldridge has those long arms, and his timing's good, too.
Embiid, no good.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Harden's shot is off.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Green deciding where to go with it.
To me, this is Howard's specialty. This is his bread and butter thing here. We all know this guy loves to throw it down whenever he can. And he's pretty good at it.
Now, here is Irving. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Here's Curry. 4-point game. Latrey. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Feeds to Irving. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. A lot of different ways, Clark, to construct a roster. What would be your preference as a general manager? Any direction you might want to go?
Well, obviously, if you have an opportunity to get an outstanding franchise-type point guard or versatile wing player in today's game, I think those are the pieces that you really need to start with.
Because there's so much spacing and so much switching on defense.
Exactly, and I failed to mention a two-way player at that wing spot who can defend multiple positions but also has a pretty strong offensive skill set.
And that one's good. Green.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Curry kicks to Embiid. Outside Curry. It's over Payne. Curry can't get it to go.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And the Nets making a change here. Brown's checked in. Aldridge against Embiid. Aldridge, the pass to Brown. 5 to shoot. Aldridge kicks to Payne. There's the triple. And he's good on the 3-ball. And the Nets lead by 3.
Boy, nice look from the big man, Aldridge. Doing a nice job sharing the wealth.
Curry with the bounce pass. Here's Milton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Outside Curry. No good again that time.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Payne's shot is good. And it's a 5-point Nets lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And the 76ers decide to take their first timeout here.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
Alec Burks checked in for Curry.
And with that one, it ends an 11-0 run by the Nets.
Payne passes to Brown. Green with the ball. Guarded by Embiid. The drive by Green. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And, you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
Here's Thibault. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Embiid. Bradley trying to break free. Embiid, no good. Nets leading by 5. The pass to Brown. Lays it up off the glass.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here's Embiid following the bucket by the Nets. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
At the line.
You know, guys, it's not surprising to hear that Joel Embiid gets a lot of inspiration from Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Both came to the game late. Both represent the continent of Africa. And Embiid really kind of modeled his game after Hakeem, and that's a heck of a model.
And Embiid drops them both.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now here's Payne. He's got 5. Passes it to Green. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the length of Green is a real issue for the D. His arms just go forever, which often results in a lot of shooting fouls. You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
And stolen by Aldridge. Payne with it. Obs it up for Jordan.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
And so it's Brooklyn. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim.
I've never tried it. I've never secretly.
You know, he's made some progress with his method, though.
Yeah, him, Drummond, Capella, a lot of the guys who were getting the hack-a-shack treatment have made great strides.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Brooklyn?
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
They've got Ben Simmons, also Bradley out there, and it's Thibault in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor, as I think you may have seen in years past.
Oh, the lob for Simmons. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And there's Payne. That's good on the assist by Durant. Payne's got 7 points.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to them.
Outside, Simmons. Dishes to Bradley. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Now that we have a moment, let's see who have been the top assist teams in the league this season. Number 1, the Nets.
The beauty of watching this team is seeing the ball move around the court. It doesn't stick. That's why they're at the top of that list.
And that one misses.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Feibel. But they get it back. Here's Simmons. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. 10 points for him.
Oh, you cannot neglect putting a body on Simmons. I mean, with his height and athleticism, this dude is a problem on the glass.
Payne passes to Durant. He can't get that one to fall. Simmons with the defensive effort.
You know, it hasn't been his best outing, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat here.
A shot by Milton, no good. Brooklyn leading by 8. Brown outside. Pass to KD. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Here's Aldridge. No good off the back of the rim.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Burks against Green. It's Brown on the wing. Baseline J on the way, and he drops that one in. Brown's got his second basket of the night.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
Burks the pass to Simmons. Over Brown. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Ben Simmons. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Only given up 6 here in this quarter. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Kicks it out to Bradley. Milton the pass to Simmons. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting. Nets leading by 8. Brown outside. Pass to Aldridge. KD looking around. And he makes that one. KD's got 9.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
And it's Bradley on the follow.
Oh, great timing He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else's.
Aldridge dishes to KD. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
A big X factor for the Sixers, I think, will be the development of Ben Simmons' jump shot. He's got to become at least a threat as a perimeter shooter if they're going to have a chance to win it all.
And especially in the playoffs where teams really scheme for you, Simmons shooting can be a real problem for the Sixers.
Yeah, it's a major liability, guys. There's no denying it. For all of his wonderful ability and versatility, the fact that it's basically 4 on 5 when they're on offense with him on the floor is a problem in the playoffs. And you said it. When teams can lock into you, they're going to make you do what you're uncomfortable doing.
Outside Irving. Back to Durant. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Dwight Howard. And Clark, when you were playing, I imagine the pre-draft process was a lot different than it is today.
No doubt about it. I mean, I came out in 1982 after my junior year, Kevin, and at that time, if you were a guy who was declaring early, you basically just had to go on whatever knowledge and information you could get from whoever, because there was no allowing you weren't allowed to go to a workout. Teams could interview you, but there were no on-court workouts, so it was totally different than today.
Already a lot of talk about who's going to take part in the three-point contest this season, and here's a look at the players most likely to make it.
And so many great shooters in the NBA these days, and these guys, quite frankly, the best of the best. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoring record broken in this year's competition.
You look at Irving. He's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase this year. Some incredible shooters, that's for certain. We'll keep you updated as we find out more.
Yeah, I think we're in for a real treat. I think the increased importance of the three-point shot in today's game has really shined a light on the talent, precision, and really the wow factor of how these guys can drill the long ball. Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
They kick it out to Green, takes the three, cranes the three-pointer. Green's got it back down to within single digits for Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
And here's Irving. 6 points for him. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Irving's got 9.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Curry, good.
You know, the staple of Seth Curry's game is shooting the ball off the catch.
Brooklyn leading by 8. Irving passes to Aldridge. He kicks to Durant. Lays it up and banks it in. KD's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Here's Simmons. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And Simmons so deft with the floater, freezing the defense completely.
And here's Harden for 3. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Howard's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Now the pass to Green. Simmons against Harden. Lets a floater go. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down to 6 and the bucket from Simmons. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Outside, KD. The three-pointer, no good.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Harris dishes to Howard. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And they'll keep possession. Harris finds Green. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And now it's just a 4-point Nets lead.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Embiid's checked in. And a change for the Nets. Jordan's checked in. On the wing, Irving. Guarded by Simmons. And that's good. Kyrie Irving for 3. Irving's got 6 in the quarter. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's. Great, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Back to Irving. Shot clock at 6. From deep three-point range. You can't get that one.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Harris kicks to Irving. With some arc. He can't hit that time. Some solid defense from Harris.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Lobs it up for Jordan. Rebounded by Howard.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Harris inside the line. And he hits the jump shot. Harris has got 9.
You know, for a big guy, Joel Embiid's floor awareness is pretty impressive. He does a pretty good job of finding open guys.
Simmons against Irving. Can't cash in from the high post. The 76ers trail by 5. Curry on the wing. To the paint. And the dunk by Embiid.
It's dangerous now letting Embiid get this deep. You're asking to get posterized with the throwdown.
Irving passes to Harris. Nets passing it around. Harden inside the three-point line. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy is a dangerous scorer.
And they double up Simmons. Here's Howard. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And it's 9 points for Howard.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Irving looking for an opening. Now here is Harris. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Fires the 3. The shot will not fall. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. Their lead at one point was up to 7, and they had some real nice momentum going. And it was a 9-point lead for them as they finished the first quarter. And into the second quarter, momentum started to shift slightly as they gave up some of that lead, ending the half up 3. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philly? And that'll about do it as we...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Harden. Durant is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Irving, and it's Jordan in at the center.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Durant against Howard. And that one's good. Durant's got 17 now.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You've just got to marvel at his greatness.
Passes it to Simmons. He dishes it to Howard. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. KD's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And, you know, questions for the Sixers about fit between their 2 young stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are legitimate questions, because when young players are that talented, it sometimes is hard for them to sacrifice their own games for the good of the team.
Harris inside, guarded by Harris, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. And for Simmons and Embiid, a clash of styles, too. Simmons, you know, Clark, is at his best in transition.
And, you know, Embiid, guys, is more a half-court threat, attacking in the post. Long term, I think they'll figure it out, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out between those 2.
That's good from Harris.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader. You know, for a team like the Nets, building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
For the tie. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Kevin Durant. Clark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development. The investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
But they'll get another chance. Harden inside the 3-point line, and he connects with the jumper. Harden's got 8 points.
Man, it's fun watching Harden use the pick and roll to his advantage, getting space off the screen and letting it fly with ease.
Outside, Green. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And here's a look at some numbers for Irving.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
And the 76ers making a change here. Bradley's checked in. Inside, here's Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Hey, you know, Kevin, there's a reason why Jordan's a high percentage shooter. Shooting percentage a function of the kind of shots you get. He opts mainly for dunks.
Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Here's Green, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Jeff Green is checked in for Joe Harris. Brown comes in for James Harden. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Outside Jordan. Back to Durant. 6 to shoot. Goes up the baseline. Again, the Nets for 2.
And Durant has just such a fluid release. Very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Here's Milton. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Pass to Thibault. Back to Green. Over Green. The 76ers with another miss.
Defense made an impact right there. Definitely got him uncomfortable going up with it.
And finished off by KD.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one stopping Durant.
Pass to Bradley. Here's Milton. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got 11 rebounds in the game. Now Payne. He has 7. The pass to Durant. Banked in off the glass. Now it's a 5-point Nets lead.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high. Makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Here's Thibault, guarded by Green.
Philadelphia foul call.
Burks, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Brooklyn. Brooklyn leading by 5. Brown feeling it out a bit. Pass to Payne. And it's Aldridge missing.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Payne with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
You know, one of the basic fundamentals in basketball is the ability to box out. He's got that down pat.
Here's Milton. Pass to Thibault. For the tie. No good that time. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. And here's Payne. 7 points in the game. A floater. Got a hand on it. Fast break, Philadelphia. Embiid wide open. Here's Bradley. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And he's able to get it back. Pass to Payne. And they're moving it up. It's tipped. Here's Thibault. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Burks against Brown. Kicks it to Payne. And here's KD for 3. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Bradley, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Bradley's got his second basket of the game. And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. It's a 1-point game. Brown outside. Aldridge finds Durant. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Durant's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Hard to prevent the bigger guy from getting a clean look there.
And there's the pass to Bradley. Here's Milton. Now here's Embiid. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
Yeah, I love the way he's fighting through box outs, using his elbows. I mean, he's doing whatever it takes.
You just got to be so careful when guarding Durant, because if you put him on the line, he's going to make you pay.
And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
First one falls for him.
And there's been some turnover in the Philly front office, but through it all, some bold moves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, guys. First, the process, and we heard a lot about that as they were stockpiling draft picks and losing a lot of games. It was maybe the most drastic rebuild in NBA history, at least as I can recall. Then new leadership in Elton Brand, who's done an outstanding job pushing all their chips into the middle to go for it. Great credit to him for not sitting back. In both cases, a plan and a direction, and that's what you want from your organization.
To the middle. The shot by Jordan, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Oh, boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. But it sure does look good.
It's Curry with the drive. The feed to Embiid. Harris trying to get free. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Joel Embiid. Now Payne. 7 points in the game. Pulls up on the elbow. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim. And that's 31 points for Kevin Durant.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
2 minutes left.
Passes it to Embiid. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General Manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And, you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Then for the Nets, Harris is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Harden comes in for Bruce Brown. And Irving subbed in for Cameron Payne. Howard's checked in for Joel Embiid. And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team. But in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
Another miss by Philadelphia.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
The 76ers trail by 8. 1:12 left to play in the third. Here's Curry. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
Seth Curry's game in the mid-range area continues to look better, taking advantage of all opportunities.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Here's Burks. Here's Howard. Back to Simmons. Howard trying to free himself up. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to 6, and the bucket from Simmons.
Tell you what, does not matter what the defense throws his way. The heart of Simmons allows him to play through that, and he's still going to knock the shot down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Curry with the bounce pass. Harris, right side. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, you know, you can't get overly physical with Harris because once you do, he turns it against you and uses it for his good.
Nice work at the line so far, going 5 for 5.
At the line for 2.
And Harris drops them both.
And his work at the free throw line has been terrific tonight, making the most of his chances.
And Irving launches it from deep. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Kevin Durant making headline highlights for Brooklyn. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's
going to take everything you got to compete.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Green out there with Curry. Then it's Simmons. Then there's Howard. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
I don't think there's anybody better than Harden at converting through contact. Superb in that area because he's crafty, he's strong, and he's skilled. You know, no matter how you feel about James Harden, you've got to respect his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes basketball, and that passion has driven him to become the player he is today.
Here's Simmons. Second shot opportunity, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
And Clark, last year, Harden was quoted in saying, most players don't really love basketball.
Well, I don't know about most. That seems a bit extreme. Maybe he feels that they don't love it as much as he does, which certainly you could understand. But I can say that very few players have the drive and determination to improve their game the way Harden has. That's part of why he's been an MVP.
Simmons dishes to Harris. Fires from 14. He goes up again. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Durant, and so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
You know, Howard, a physical and muscular, authoritative big guy who intimidates most nights. His physicality, very impressive.
On the wing, Irving, guarded by Kerr. No good from Irving. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the 76ers. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Howard finds Simmons. Over Jordan. Goes back up. No good from Howard. Nets leading by 7. Here's Irving. That one, no good. Simmons with the defensive effort. Bobbed up there for Howard. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Great reach that time by Howard. He went way upstairs to throw that one down. Can pretty much get any pass that's around the goal.
Pass to Harden. Aldridge trying to break free. Dwight Howard pulls it in. For Philadelphia, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6.
And, you know, guys, we know Simmons most enjoys getting others involved, but he's showing you he can have huge nights himself as well.
Pass to Aldridge. Irving against Curry. Here's Aldridge. Excellent D from Howard.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
And it's Howard finishing it off.
Dwight Howard is a big, strong, active guy. Even when you hit him, he still is able to muscle through the contact.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
Harris passes to Irving. Here's the pass to Harden. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 10-2 run here. And Simmons slams it in.
Oh, and never shy about getting to that rack. Simmons so aggressive playing downhill. Nice dunk there.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And the size of the Sixers can present matchup problems for opposing teams.
Well, you think about the two critical positions, a 6'10 point guard and a 7'2 center, and both are uber talented. That's a huge advantage, a unique advantage for Philadelphia.
The 76ers making a switch here. Embiid's checked in. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Irving passes to Harden. Harris against Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good on the triple. Philadelphia with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Simmons. That one is good from Joel Embiid. And the 76ers lead by 3. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Irving passes to Harris. Embiid against Jordan. In the corner, Harden. No one near him. And he swishes it right through. Harden's got 5 points now this quarter.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
Outside, Green. Harris outside. Embiid inside, guarded by Harden. And that one drops.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
On its way from Irving for 2, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Simmons on the wing. He's covered by Irving, and Simmons kicks to Embiid. On the wing, Harris. And the 3 off target. Brooklyn trailing. Here's Irving. Here's Aldridge, and the layup falls.
Boy, Aldridge using those long arms of his to corral that offensive rebound.
Simmons against Aldridge. The drive by Simmons. Good. Simmons got 12 points in just the second half.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
Passes it to Harden. High arcing shot, and it's sent back by Howard.
Get that weak stuff out of here around Howard. Return to sender is what he stamped that one with.
The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 4 assists now tonight.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Harden with it. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Dwight Howard.
Exceptional strength. Harden is so smart at creating opportunities to get to the free throw line.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And that for him, he's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Simmons looking it over. And he uses the glass on the layup. Simmons has got 10 points in the quarter.
Boy, he's a real bully inside. I mean, you forget sometimes that Simmons is 6'9", 6'10", with nice touch. It's a nice combination near the basket.
Irving passes to Harden. Lobs it up for Jordan, and he lays in the alley-oop. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 16 rebounds.
That's platinum-level dime dropping right there by Harden. Such a smart passer. Gets us to his teammates on time and on target.
Simmons. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Good on both.
Tell you what, when Joel Embiid is healthy, this dude is a super effective player. A polished big man with an arsenal of post moves and shots. He's a handful down there.
A shot by Harden, wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 18 points for James Harden.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Harris outside. And the Nets, another 3.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Green against Harden. Floats one. And there's the call on Howard. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Harden inside the 3-point line. Offensive rebound, Nets. And it's Aldridge missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense. Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Harris passes to Irving. Pass to Harden. From outside the arc. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half. First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Timeout called, the Nets.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight. And since halftime, it's been much more of a struggle for them to score inside. The D has been a bit quicker to collapse when they get it down low.
And the Nets making a change here. Nader's checked in.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Tobias Harris. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Boy, you have to like how he's challenging the defense now in the second half. Getting to the line for a lot of free throw opportunities.
Cameron Payne's checked in for Brooklyn.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game. And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Simmons dishes to Harris. Pass to Embiid. There's the 3. Here's Howard. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Howard's got 21 in the game.
Dwight Howard wants to be the man during these possessions, and he's been able to come up in crucial spots.
The pass to Jordan. And the rejection by Embiid. Passes to Irving. Now here's Payne from deep. Jordan trying to free himself up. Payne can't hit. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Simmons. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 5th assist in this one.
Tell you what, if you're pulling for Ben Simmons, it's great whenever he takes over a possession like that. Killer instinct for sure.
Lobs it up for Jordan. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And he chose the conservative finish with the nice, easy layup, which was a good decision. What confidence from Joel Embiid. Knocked that one down in a clutch situation.
Harden scanning the floor. 1:03 left in the fourth quarter. And the jam by Harden.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments. Loves stepping up at crucial times.
Simmons passes to Embiid. Good! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes. He's basically automatic from the line, not the guy you want to send there now.
And here's Harden. 44 seconds left in the game. Off target from three-point range. So it's Philadelphia now. And here's Green outside. They get it back. It drops.
Guys, this is why they go to Harris. They know he's going to find a way to come up clutch. Count it.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're trailing by 3. 27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Okay, let's get the hands of your own Sixers dancer.
27 seconds left in the fourth. Harden dishes to Payne. That shot off the mark. Good D by Howard. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
2-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
to stop the run. Yes!
Got to make anybody besides Harden shoot the ball there. I mean, he doesn't feel the pressure. He embraces this stuff. It's right in his wheelhouse. Make somebody else shoot it.
Free throw good, James Harden. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid at the line for two.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a three-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Irving kicks to Brown. For three, Harris. It counts. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
And Harris plays with such freedom and fearlessness. He's a guy you can count on to take and make big shots.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're ahead by 1. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And here are the 76ers now. And an intentional foul there stops the clock. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2.
You know, after missing his first year out of college due to injury, Ben Simmons ended up winning Rookie of the Year in 2018, proving the wait was worth it.
So it's Philadelphia taking. The W in a close one here. That was a fun night of it. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying